Oh, what's happening? Oh, okay. Good morning. Morning, morning. Rosemary, good morning. Is the video good? I'm not sure. Can't see. Let me see. Um, okay, looks good. Morning, morning, morning. Okay, right. So it's good. Thanks, Rosemary. God bless you all for joining. Thanks, thanks, thanks. So, am I good to go? Think so. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay. So I'm doing this video from thank you. I'm doing this video not from where I normally do it from. I'm out of the house, so I decided to I have to do the video as usual. So sorry guys if it's not the perfect videos I normally do, but we have to do this video today. And the aim of the video is from the topic I said, the story that we all know about from 2 weeks ago, which has been trending, the story of Busola, which we all know. I wanted us to talk about not just the rape, but I want us to talk about the root causes of it. Why is there this rapid surge in yeah, Dejumo, you made it today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stella, for joining. Precious, thank you for joining. So I want us to talk about why we have a surge in the number of young children, young male, female, being abused in religious places. I want us to look at the root causes. What would have been the cause? Because when I studied the situations of the different stories that I've heard, I discovered there is a common factor, and that common factor, it goes around the family unit. It goes around the family dynamics. It goes around the child's self-esteem, relationship with the parent, relationship with the father, with the mother. So these things made me to look into how can we talk about these things, because everybody is looking at the rape of a young girl. Oh, she's been raped. Oh, they've been raped. What? But we have to look at why are these things happening and how can we prevent it. So today we're doing something called root cause analysis. What is the problem? Why is these things happening? Is there something we're not doing as parents, as mothers, as fathers? Is there something missing that we've allowed these things to continue? Basically, this is what we're here to do today. Thank you everybody for joining. Nello, thank you for joining. I can see you. Please help me share this video. It's going to be interactive. We have three people actually coming on to discuss this with us today. We have three people coming on to discuss this today. So is root causes, lessons from the Busolas, the silent Busolas, the timid Busolas, those ones that have died along the line, we don't even know them. What has happened? Who betrayed them? Who disappointed them? Why were they in that position where they're raped? Some of them would not have known. Some of them in situations they cannot understand, and it just happened. But basically, there is a common denominator in all this. So, and today, I just wanted us to look into the root causes of these things, the root causes of the rape in religious environment. And I'm going to start by saying I have noticed from Busolas' story, when she gave the story, the part one of the story, she talked about her family unit. She talked about her father not being present. She talked about having a polygamous home. She talked about her mother always traveling. She talked about a home where there was no control. There was no adult in that home. She had senior sisters. She was there. Her mother was there, but she was always traveling. So she talked about that environment, which to me is something we should look into, because we have noticed in lots of African communities we have similar settings. The father is not always at home. The children are left at home. Even when they are at home, they are present. Are they actually present? Some people say, but I'm at home. But are you actually present in the life of your children? Are you actually present? Because when there is when there is a weakness, when there is an opening, the Bible says when the edge is broken, serpent comes in to bite. And today we're looking into what are we doing as parents that we've allowed these things to happen. How are we exposing our young children to these people, sex predators, to have access to their life? And the first person, the things that have come to our mind today is family unit, the very important family dynamics, the father role, the mother role. We're looking at religiosity. What are we doing? Who is deceiving us that we've handed over the life of our children into the hands of sex predators? What are we not doing right? These are the questions I want us to look into, because everybody is shouting rape, rape, rape. But what have we learned? What have we looked into? What is the lessons we have to learn as parents? This is the question I want us to look into today. And I've listed so many things. Who is protecting the girl child? Who is protecting the boy child? I looked into, if you go to developed countries like where I am, you cannot leave your child at home and just walk away. Your child needs a presence in their life, and that has to be a responsible adult. But in Africa, we are so careless. You leave your children at home and you just go out in the hands of anybody, cousins, uncles, aunties, who you don't even trust. And these are the root causes. You leave your children in the hands of pastors. You leave your children in the hands of deaconess. Oh, go to the pastor. So many things. I'm not going to list everything. But I'm going to ask Pastor Wellington, good morning. If you're ready to join, please click invite and I'm going to bring you on. We're going to look at how do we as parents encourage, how are we encouraging these things happening? How are we encouraging people raping our children? Some of us are so religious. We go to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're always on the move going to church. But you haven't actually looked into your family. How am I relating with my children? If there is an incident, will my child be able to tell me? Am I in the position to be accessible to my child? Because some people think if I just go to church and pray, it's all well. If I just push my child to be doing church things, doing activity, going in the choir, singing, going to meet pastor, deliverance, is all well. But is it really well? Is this not why these children are being abused? Is this not why these children are being abused in religious places? Please, I really need us to look and contribute to these things, because it disturbs me when I saw that story, and that aspect of that story really was what bothers me. How can a father, you just think you can impregnate a woman and just that is it? I fathered a child. Is that really the role of a father? Are you there for your child? Where have you been where these things are happening? How can you as a father allow your child to be so exposed to rape in the church by a pastor, and you're not there, you're not present? The child comes home, he cannot talk to you. What is our role then? Have we not failed as a parent? Have we not failed as a society, as a community? You leave your child, you're pushing your child to go and meet a pastor. Go, the pastor says you should come. Go, the pastor says you should come. Have we not failed in that responsibility as a parent? Because God gave these children to us to look after, to be responsible for. But we've handed over those children to people, someone else, which you don't even know their mental state. You don't know if they've got bipolar. You don't know if they've got personality disorder. Because they carry Bible, you just think, oh, they are men of God. You hand over your teenage children, you hand over your children, your male children to these people. And this is where my problem is. Have you thought this person, whether he calls himself pastor or whatever he calls himself, is he really a sane person? Can I actually hand over my child and walk away? Some of you say, okay. Oh. Pastor Wellington, I can't see invite on your side. You have to send it. I can't see any invite, so you have to send it. You have to send it. So I can't invite you. So I can invite everyone else, but there's no invite button by your name. So you have to send it. So I want us to look at different things. I've written out some things here. Parenting. What is the father's role in bringing up a child? What is the mother's role in bringing up a child? What is the family dynamics? What do we look into? Why in the family? How are we protecting our children in the family unit? Who are you allowing into your home? Who are you sending your child to? These are the places where these children are being abused. I was sent a story where this young girl was unwell, was sick, and the mother sent for the pastor, who came and prayed in the house. And then the pastor said to the young girl, oh, please come and accompany me to my car in the night. And the mother was okay with it. She went out with the pastor. She got almost raped by the car park where the pastor parked his car. This girl got almost raped. If not that another car came, oncoming car, and shone a light. When the car came and shone a light, the pastor jumped up and left the child. So she was so traumatized with that experience. But the mother is sitting at home in the house, sending a young girl to accompany a pastor, an adult, to his car in the night. Darkness, not light. Is in Africa, there was no light. She's sending a pastor, a child, to accompany the pastor to his car because of rubbing off what? Anointing? I don't understand. These are the problem. We are the ones exposing the young girls to being raped. What have you done about your children's self-esteem? Are they able to stand up for themselves? Are they able to say no? Or you shut them up all the time? Every time they want to talk to you, you shut them up. Every time they want to tell you something, you shut them up. What role are you playing as a parent? What role are you playing as a parent? So we're looking into that. And it's Pastor Wellington. Please send invite. I can't invite you because I don't know what's happening. I'm trying. I can't see you here anymore. Oh, Pastor Wellington, I can't invite you. Please, can you send an invite? Try and send an invite again. I can't invite you. So Pastor Wellington will tell us about the father's role. The mothers, I'm going to talk about the mothers, right? So, and all of us here, most of us here are women, right? You're mothers. You are a mother. You have a child. Forget if you have a husband, you don't have a husband, you're a single mother. It doesn't matter, but you are a mother. You have a child. What is your role as a mother? Because somebody has brainwashed you to think that a pastor, somebody that has a title, can take charge of your life and take charge of your children. You've handed over your life to somebody else, and you've opened up your children to be accessed by somebody else. Number one, because we don't do what is called DBS to check the background of people, we don't know if they're sick, they are mad, the mental illness, they've got schizophrenia. You don't know. Because somebody carries a Bible like this, as soon as they carry this thing and put a collar, you trust them. You trust them with the life of your children. You trust them with the life of your young ones. You push them, brother, it is well with you, sister. I see this child needs to be talked to. So can you send this child to my office? You say, yes, pastor. And you're pushing your girl child to go and meet this pastor. Mothers, your role is to protect your child. Your role is to be there with your child. Your role is to take charge of this child wherever the child is. Whether the child is in school, you know exactly what the child is doing. If your child wants to go to the pastor, you say, pastor, I am the mother, I'm coming with her. You are in charge of your children. You are like a mother hen, protecting them. That is your role. You should have a relationship with them. You should know what they are doing. Your child should be able to open up and talk to you. But if your child is not able to open up and talk to you, there is a big problem. You have failed. You have failed as a mother. Some mothers, these children call you people African mothers. Every time your face is tight, every time your face is serious, every time is discipline, every time is shouting, there is no single time you sit down and play with your child. As you enter the house, everybody is standing attention. Are you a policeman? Are you a army man? Are you not supposed to be a mother, somebody to take care of children? Are you not supposed to be there for your child when they are happy, when they are sad? But you're always doing discipline. Even when your child gets raped in your house, they cannot tell you. Even when your child goes to the pastor and the pastor rapes them, she cannot tell you. She cannot open up to talk to you at all, because you are Margaret Thatcher. You are always tough. Toughwood is not motherhood. Being tough is not motherhood. Being over-disciplined is not motherhood. Hear me and hear me right. Handing over your children to be disciplined by another man, pastor, whoever they are, is not motherhood. You are supposed to be in charge of your child. You are supposed to know what is happening with your child. God gave this child to you to keep, to protect. If there's any defect or any abnormality, you are the right person to take this child and talk to God by yourself. The child you gave to me, I don't know how to handle this situation. Not you taking your problem, your situation, to go to somebody else. You are in charge of your child. As a mother, nobody, a father is a spiritual head. The mother, you're also a spiritual head. Nobody has the right over your child. Nobody can tell you, can you send your Sister Mary? I'm in the office now. Can you send Julie to me, please? I need to send. No, he has no right to send for your child. No right. I'm not saying disrespect people, but I'm saying give people borders and limitations, how they come into your life. Give people borders, give people limitations, how they come into your life and your home. Okay, let me check, Pastor. Have sent invitation to Charles ID. No, send invitation on here. Send invitation on here. So as a mother, you're supposed to be the head. You're supposed, not a head, you're supposed to be a mother hen, a coverage, a protection for your child. And when you have failed in doing that, you have failed. You have opened up your child to rape. Look at all the rape cases. Just think back. All the rape cases coming out. the common factor is always the family unit. There's a broken family unit. That's the common factor. There's a broken family unit. There is something wrong with the family. Either the parents cannot relate with the children, either the children are growing up like lonely, they don't know that they've got the parent there for them. They're always scared. Either the father is not present. This child is looking for help, is looking for support, is seeking a father figure, and this man walks in. I'm your daddy in the Lord. I'm your daddy. Send invitation to Health Gospel instead. Thank you, Nello. I'm your daddy in the Lord. Pastor Wellington, come on through Health Gospel and send the invitation through Health Gospel, not through my page. I'm your daddy in the Lord. I can take the place of your father. You look at me as a mentor. Look at me as a spiritual father. All jargons. BS. All of it, BS. Nonsense. Teach your child. These people, nobody is to be trusted. I'm the one you should trust. Come and tell me everything that is happening. Teach your child what abuse is. Teach your child what is touching them in appropriate places. Teach your child even from age 3 years. Touching them in appropriate places. What is wrong with that? And it should report to you. Give them a code. If this thing happened, give them a code and let them mention that code to you. This is what it should be. This is what should happen. Okay, Pastor Wellington. I don't know why I can't send you in. I can't invite you. You're here, but there's no invite button on your thing. Oh, don't know why.
Hello.
You are not here, sir. You are a messenger. You have to come on the Health Gospel.
Health Gospel?
Yes.
Health Gospel. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. You have to teach your children about sex. Mention the organs to them. Let them know. Stop hiding your pee-pee, your wee-wee, your woo-woo. Tell them what these names are. Teach them what these names are. It's very important. Let them know the names of these things. Your breast is your private part. Your organs, they are your private part. Nobody has access to them. Teach them this thing, to trust nobody outside. Thank you very much. I'm seeing beautiful contributions. We need to teach them and not expose them. Because I've noticed as a mother, if you're putting too much of this respect, too much honor to some men, and when you put it to some men, the child is copying you. The child is looking at what you're doing. When a pastor comes, you're running around. Yes, daddy. Yes, daddy. Yes, daddy. Yes, daddy. Hey, I'm cooking food. Yes, daddy. The child is looking at you. That this person must be very important. This person is next to God for my mother to be behaving like this. This person, look at the way my mother is bending. Yes, daddy, you're bending, you're squatting, you're bowing your head to a man. So anytime that man wants to abuse your child, it's very easy. It's very easy because you've already primed. You are the one grooming your child to be abused. You are the one grooming your child to be abused. Because you've positioned this man as God before your children. So you're already grooming them to be abused. So if this man comes to your house when your child is on her own, this is the same way your child will react. Even when the man will say, lie down, open your legs, that child will do that because she sees you doing it as a mother. She sees you doing it. I don't know why I cannot bring in Pastor Ernest. I don't know what's happening. Now, discipline. Let's talk about discipline. Too much of everything is not good. Too much of everything is not good. Yes, we have to keep borders for our children, but you don't become a monster doing that. You don't become a monster trying to put borders for your children. You don't become a monster trying to correct your children. You correct them in love. You teach them in love. You lay borders in love. Let them still be able to talk to you as their mother, as their father. Let them still be able to access you and be there for, and be able to communicate with you as a parent. Too much of this, every time is discipline, every time is talking. There is no time of play, there is no time of interacting. It's always this need for oh Christ, it's always this need for discipline, talking. If you want to come on and share, please come on. I'm trying to get Pastor Wellington. I don't know why he cannot join. I'm just trying. If I can't, I don't know, I'll leave it. So too much of everything is not good. So you say you're disciplining your child. Every time you talk to your child is discipline. No time of gist, talking, laughing with your child, talking, gisting, holding. No time like that. It's always, have you done this? Have you done that? Did you go there? If your child is trying to talk to you, shut him up. Don't ever shut up your child when they're trying to talk to you. Don't ever shut up your child when they're trying to talk to you. Pastor Doris, if you are ready, please send invite. Let me put you on. Don't ever shut up your child when they are trying to talk to you. Don't ever do that. Don't ever be there for your child all the time. This is very important. I've talked about this because I don't know this craze of thinking that a pastor, somebody somewhere, will come in and take over your house. And for the men, I didn't want to talk about you guys today. I wanted the men to talk to the men, but I don't know how I can put Pastor Wellington on because I wanted him to talk to the men, so that they won't say it's a woman that is talking. I wanted the men to talk to the men. Why do we allow open doors as a man for anybody to come into your house in the name of pastor? You open doors for anybody to come into your house in the name of pastor. Father in the Lord, Father, your child is looking at his own father, bending down to be worshiping another man. Why wouldn't your child be abused? The child already lost self-esteem. The father does not got esteem. How would the child have self-esteem? As a father, you're supposed to be a shepherd, standing tall, protector of your child. Protecting your child at always. If you're not ready to father a child, don't go and start looking for who to impregnate. Being pregnant and having a child is different from fathering a child. Being a father is different from being the father. Being a father, you are always a protector. You are always a shepherd. You are always there for your children. They should begin to see you as a protector. But most of the men, when they just have children, they have a wife. That's it. Running around. Yeah, my wife would take. They don't even know the names, birthdays of their children. They don't know the class the children are. No, some of them are just there. Absent fathers. They'll be calling pastor, please, can you go to my house and check on my wife and my children? That is disappointing. Can you go to my house, pastor, please? I think my child has a fever. Can you please, pastor, go? Because you're paying money, you're paying tithe. The pastor is obeying you. He's going helter-skelter everywhere. Because you're paying money, you're paying tithe, you're giving him first fruit, sowing seed. So you'll be calling pastor. Pastor has become your assistant. Takes over your wife, takes over your children, rapes them, abuses them, and you're running around. If you're not ready to be a father, don't be a father. It's not easy to raise children. It's not easy to bring up children. It's not easy to raise children. If you're not ready for that responsibility, please don't even try. Just stay as a monk. Stay as a monk. Oh, Pastor Wellington. Would have checked these things. I can't bring you on. I don't know why. I can't see you. It's open. There's invitation. Is here open. You just need to join. Pastor Doris, you just need to join. But I'm waiting for. Okay. Pastor Ernest, you're coming on now. You are a father. You are not there. You are an absent father. How many of you are absent parents? You've handed over your house to pastor. Your wife will call you. I am going to see the pastor. You say, okay, my wife. Really? Okay. Why don't you go with her to see the pastor? What are you doing? Oh, I'm taking this child to this child. Is very stubborn. I'm taking this child to the pastor. What is your responsibility then? It's your responsibility not to look after the child? Is it the pastor that is supposed to correct your child for you? Or you're supposed to correct your child? If the child has teenage hormonal changes and is always on and off and behaving funny, is that being possessed, that you take your child and be roaming the streets, turning them everywhere? It is in that irresponsibility that we've allowed our child to be abused. It is in that irresponsibility. Okay, Sister Ufoma, I'm going to invite you now. It is in that irresponsibility that we've allowed our children to be abused. We have become irresponsible parents. This is why there is a surge in the abuse of our children right under our noses. Our children are being abused right under our noses. Sister Ufoma, I'm trying to add you. I don't know what's happening. It's not adding. Adding, I'm waiting. Right under your noses, your children are being abused. And you're there every Sunday wearing suit. Disgrace. You wear suit, go to the church and sit down, be shouting, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. The person that is abusing your wife and your children, and you're there fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. Because they are abusing your family. They've raped your whole family. They've ravaged your home. You are nothing. You're empty. And you are there shouting. They will be standing in the pulpit. You're shouting. You are there shouting. I said today, if you are not ready for truth, please don't even come. Don't come here, because it's truth we are talking here. If you're not ready for truth, please don't come here today, because it's truth. Yes. Brother Ernest, thank you for joining.
Good. Thank
Please,
you.
I want you to tell us, what are the role of the father in the home? When you marry a wife, you start having children. What is the role of the father in the home? And why have this role, why have this thing failed? Why are our children being raped right under your noses as fathers?
Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, good evening. Yeah, it's a very serious case, and I want to thank you,
Please
Dr.
speak
Heidi, for the
louder.
great job. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it loud enough now?
Yeah, it's loud.
Good. So I want to say thank you for bringing this topic up, because it's a situation where many parents, particularly the fathers, have neglected. There's this scripture that says, "Train up a child the way he should grow. When he grows up, he will not depart from it." And when you read that scripture, it did not say mothers train up the child the way it should grow. It talks about that training has to do with both parents. That training has to do with the mother, with the father of the child. But in our society or in our culture, we've seen men relegating the duty of training up children to mothers alone, neglecting them. So, and that's why abuse can happen. You know, I personally grew up. I was abused when I was like about 8 years old or thereabout. I was abused because I grew up not having a father, but my father was alive. But I've never sat down with my father to talk. He has never called me. He has never scolded me. He has never said something encouraging to me. He has never, done that. So I was just by my mom alone. But I got abused at that tender age. And I still remember very clearly how it happened by my late auntie, aunt. I mean, so it happens because I had no one. We four children being trained by one mom, the father not caring. So it can happen. And so the role of a father, is very important in the lives of children, training up children. For example, number one point I would like to talk about is communication. You know, the father needs to maintain a constant communication with the children. You don't have to leave everything to your wife alone. You need to talk to your children. As they grow up, you need to open up certain things to them. You need to discuss about sex, about immorality. You need to discuss about abuse. You need to discuss with your children about purpose, about future, about what they are aspiring to become. You need to communicate. Many parents many fathers don't communicate with their children. And this is very sad. I'm talking as a pastor because I know I've counseled a lot of couples and I've discovered that a lot of men don't communicate with their children. So communication is very important. As a father, as a man at home, you need to have a constant communication with your children, no matter the age, whether they are young, they are teenage. You have to communicate. You have to talk to them. You have to let them express themselves to you. You have to let them ask you questions. You have to, because a lot of things bother them. They have a lot of questions in their mind, but communication would help answer those questions. You need to sit them down. No matter who they are, no matter how busy they are, you need to have time to communicate with your children. That will help, remove that abuse. My father has never, communicated with me. Never sat me down to talk with me. No relationship till he died. So it was possible for me to be abused, because I had no, mom alone is not possible. I know some would say, okay, what if I'm a single mother? Yeah, you can look for a father figure, which you have to monitor, and put in the lives of your children that will talk to them. Because no matter what, even in this country that I am, in this German, I stay in Germany, when you look at children in schools, children that are trained by single parents that do not have a father figure, their behaviors are different. And so the teachers complain a lot, and you could see the difference. So a man has a responsibility to speak, to talk, to communicate with the children. You don't have to, be silent. It's not good. It's not going to, you're not going to train that child the right way. That child will be ignorant of certain things. Number two thing I want to talk about is relationship. The father needs to build a good relationship with his children. Relationship with children is very important. You have to do your best to bring them close to you. You have to do your best to open yourself to them. Let them come in. Let them understand you. Let them sit with you. Sit with them. Discuss with them. Like a father-son, father-daughter relationship. Build that relationship that they will know that you are important in their lives. In the society today, particularly in our culture, where we fathers relegate this duty of training children to the mothers, And at the end of the day, the children don't even know who their father is. They don't even, you ask your children, they don't even understand. Some don't even know their father's birthday. Some don't even know how old their dad is, because there's no relationship. There's no, no communication. So a father, as a father, you need to build that relationship, because children, particularly teenagers, they need, there's this thing they need in them. Because if you don't have that relationship, they will go out, particularly your girl children, your baby girls, they will go out and look for, when someone begins to tell them how, they are beautiful, how they are pretty, they will begin to find out there. They will look for that emptiness to be filled. So as a father, your children, the next thing I want to talk about is appreciation. Appreciation. Fight to appreciate their children. Even when they dress up, your children, even when you have young girls, you need to talk to them. You need to appreciate them. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. This is my girl. Say some things that would make, because if you don't say those things, when those boys out there begin to say how they are beautiful, they will pick interest, because women need appreciation. So as a father, you need to appreciate your baby girl. You need to appreciate them. Whether they are boys, you need to talk to them, appreciate them, love them, talk to them, appreciate whatever they do. They are not going to be the best. They're not going to be the best, but appreciate them even in their mistakes. The little thing they do, appreciate them. Even when their results are not so good in school, still appreciate them. Find something to appreciate them. Appreciate their dressing, appreciate the way they make up, appreciate everything they do. They will not go out, and it will be difficult to get them abused out there. So the last thing I want to talk about is support. Support, because of time. Support, you need to support them. Let your children know that you are there for them. Let your children know that you are always there to help them in every area. Whatever you cannot do, look for a way, find a way to support them. It could be financially, it could be advice. Let them ask you questions that are, let them open yourself up, let them come into you. So support them in every area they want. You might be surprised. Someone out there would begin to, some of these young children, they might need some pocket money or something, and you are not supporting them. They will get out there. When someone begins, oh, come, let's do it, I'm going to give you this, they might fall a victim. So as a man at home, your duty is to support your child, no matter how it is, financially, otherwise, materially. Some of them need makeups, they need powder, they need some things. Do your best. Sit them, talk to them, appreciate them, love them, support them. Let them know that you are there as a father, you are there as a man, that nothing anyone outside will do that will surpass what you're doing. Let your children know that you love them. Let your children know that you are there for them. Let your children know that whatever happens, you are standing by them, that you love them, despite their mistakes, despite their error. So these are the few points I have to say as a father. Thank you so much,
very
Dr.
much.
Heidi.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ernest. He's talked about key things here. As a father, you need to be there for your child. You need to appreciate your child. You are not just a father to be correcting. There is a time you need to have a communication with your child. You need to speak to them. Let them understand your language. You understand their language. There's something that my daughter said to me. He said, Mom, the things that bother you people as parents is not the same thing that bother we as teenagers. This is what she said, and this is the truth. You are bothered about paying bills. You are bothered about going to buy things, food, shelter. The things that are bothering them might be their relationship with their friend in school. My friend is not talking to me, or look at how that boy was looking at me. Those are the things that are bothering them, but you push it away. Ufoma, is it Pastor Doris who's coming on? Ufoma, I'm bringing you on now. So that's the place of the father. That's the place of a father.
Yeah.
Ufoma is coming on. Thank you for joining.
Good morning. I had to get myself to join
Good
this
morning.
conversation. Good morning. Thank you, Dr. ID. In fact, I think, just from the opening statement, the common thread in all of these rape stories that were hearing recently, like I wrote, that the families, it speaks volumes. If you listen to all of these rape stories, there's just this common trend, which is the family unit, what is happening in the homes. And I think that is where my heart breaks also. And I also see it even here in the UK. Imagine back in Africa, then also here in the UK. It's the same common trend. There is just this atmosphere of neglect, if I should say so, at home. I think somebody wrote there that I don't know if it's you. It's not about being at home. Maybe mom and dad could be home, but are they really present in the life of their children? I can just imagine. And this thing is, our parents are really so naive, because I'm thinking about myself growing up. And I say, as the world becomes this evil, the past few weeks I've been thanking God for all the men that have been part of my life growing up, because my parents, even my own mother, my father was not there. So even my own mother, like, was she so naive? Because we were just left alone. As little children then, the only reason you come into the house most times is to just come and eat. After eating, what you do, most of our parents don't even know what we do. We just play around. If you go to school, you go to school. But it's like our parents were really so naive, because I look at all these men in my neighborhood, like, God, and I was remembering a lot of these names and just thanking God for them, because I could have been abused. It would have been so easy. You know why I'm even saying our parents are so naive? Because, okay, even as a girl child, talking about sex education, I didn't have that. To discover that I was menstruating and becoming so confused, and there was nobody to talk to me but a stranger outside.
Yeah.
Is that not neglect? And you can imagine a young child growing up, not having the confidence. And even, the truth is that even when I was trying to talk to my mother, like, I think something is wrong with me, because I read a lot, so I thought I was having dysentery. And she was looking at me funny, with not even the concern to get up and say, come, let's check you up. Let's see what is happening. And because she was looking at me funny, I became so like, I don't know what she will be thinking now. Okay, let me just go away. I had to leave her until somebody else outside told me that, oh, you are having your period. This is what you should do. If as mothers, our children cannot talk to us, of course, when they are abused, look at the stories, look at the rape stories. The mother is always the first to, like, even when the child has confided in you, they end up being punished for speaking out. Your child told you that somebody has touched me inappropriately, and you end up beating the child. Are you okay? My head aches. Our even here in the UK, because I run a girls club, and this is what I notice. Our parents, the struggle for survival, for a lot of parents, like, as long as the girl is grown, maybe when she's 10, she can go to school by herself. A lot of people feel that their responsibility has ended. The girl becomes the mother of the house. She takes over. Yeah. Do this, do that, take care of this, and they are off. Even on the weekends, they will just go to party and say, do this. And some of these boys, they know that these parents are not at home. Yes. So they monitor the homes, and they know when mom and dad is not around, because they know. And those are the times they will come in, because they know that in this house, so this parent is always out, the dad is not even there. So they have opportunity to come in. And when they come in and do whatever they want, your children, then you come back, the only thing that bothers you is the instructions that you have left. If you didn't do this thing I told you, you didn't do this that I told you, it's just the same rattle. And these children growing up, they are like you said that your daughter told you, the things that bother them are different. As a teenager, there's just so much happening in your brain. Your body is changing so fast. You have not even been able to come to terms with the changes that are happening. Your hormones are all over the place, because you are developing your brain. The chemicals in the brain are just replicating.
The children are constantly confused. They are constantly confused.
I know how it was. I was so confused. I like, what is, 1 minute I'm happy, the next minute I'm like, my mother was like, why are you crying? I don't even know why I'm crying, because like just built up of emotion, I would just be crying for no reason. So much is going on in the life of that child, and you are not there. I've learned a lot, even growing up, because I see that this our African attitude of mother shouting is not doing us any good. It doesn't do us any good. We are always shouting. We are not engaging with our children. We are not talking. Recently, there's supposed to be a puberty talk in school, in my children's school. And I saw the way some people were reacting, like they were not even comfortable for it to be, for that talk to be heard. And they were like, oh, this is too much. And I was telling someone, I said, if you think it's too much, your child is already learning it, even if you must know. So pretending that you don't want to talk, that because she's 10 years old. I said 10 years old is late. It's not about even what is being taught in school. These are conversations. Even if it's done in school now, you still need to continue to have it, because you have to keep having this conversation often. You have to keep having this conversation, because I know what that ignorance did to me, that I didn't even know that I was mentioned. And I think that every child should be prepared for the changes that is happening to their
Thank you very much, sis. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please, parents, we really need to be involved and engage our children and talk to them and listen. That listening. I remember one time my own children accused me like, oh, mommy, it's only daddy that is playing. Like, I had to quickly correct myself when I heard my little children say, oh, mommy, let's play. I said, oh, okay, sorry. I had to correct myself, because these children, they notice it too when we don't engage them. And if we continue, when they speak out like that and we don't change, they just take it that we don't care. So we need to engage with our children and also be concerned about their activities, because a lot of us as parents, I feel we are concerned only about our own activities. We don't care about, what happens in the life of our children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Heidi. God bless.
Thank you so much, sis. God bless you. Thank you. So, Pastor Wellington, I'm going to call you on. I'm going to call you to speak. Oh, right. Is he here? I'm going to call you to speak probably on Messenger, because it seems I can't get you on. So I'll call you on to speak via Messenger. So Pastor Wellington.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay. We've not been able to get one another.
No.
Sorry for that. I've been working on it.
I know.
I've been working on it. Is there a possibility of just making it audio?
Yeah, it's audio now. You can speak.
Okay. Firstly, I tender apology to all viewers there. We've been working on it, and I greet you all.
Can you guys hear him? Can you hear Pastor Wellington?
If you are not hearing me, let us receive. Let me know. Let us know. We have a topic here, very sensitive topic, and that is very important that we take it one by one. Are they hearing me?
Increase your volume. Increase your volume.
Okay. Let me speak louder. Okay. Is it okay like this? Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have a topic here. It's a very sensitive topic, and this has been a problem not only in the church, in the society generally. Now, if we talk about the church, that is what we know, and that is why we want to make use of the church as a point of contact in this topic. Now, if we talk about fathers, why is it that fathers are allowing it, or where are fathers allowing their children to be abused in all these religious settings? The first question we need to ask ourselves is that what are they doing in those religious settings? What are fathers doing in those religious settings? Because when we talk about religion itself, we are talking about an organized system or an institution of belief based upon the traditions of men, instead of a pursuit of friendship with God. So normally, a father allow or should not take his family, his children. They should not allow their daughter to be part of any form of religious gathering. We need to get that one clear. Not only the church, we are talking about the mosque, we are talking about any form of religious circle. So now, it doesn't stop there because we are talking about something that is viral and that is everywhere. When these fathers join those groups, when they join these religious groups, the goal of most of these gurus, of most of these pastors, of most of these Jews, imam, is that look, for them to be able to get rid of the father, and then get to the child, they have to get rid of the father. For them to get rid of the father, they have to brainwash the father. So that is why we are talking about religiosity here. That is why we are talking about an institution of belief here. So you have a one-man show. It is everything about a man, the belief of a man that has got nothing to do with God. So most of us are oftentimes gullible in that we give ourselves to these man-made, man-fashioned beliefs. And once they are able to get rid of the father, they will be able now to recruit or get the children, initiate the children into the system. So once the brain is no more there, surely they will be able to reach to the children. Now, we're talking about rape here. We are talking about the children there. Now, the female, most at times, they don't have relationship with their father. Because if the whole thing is church, mosque, and all these religious circles, there will be no time, there will be no presence of the father. So if they don't have time to see one another, in that there is always a program. There is always a program on Saturday, there is always a program on Monday. Every day of the week, they make sure that they get them so occupied with activities, with religious activities. And that oftentimes they will not be able to commune with one another. Don't forget, the father still have to go to work in some cases. Today, what we have is that the women are the one working for the fathers. But in some few cases, the father still have to go and work. So now, compare the time to go and work and the remaining time that is left. So the remaining time that is left, instead of the father to spend it with the girl or to share it with the whole family, is always busy with religious activities. With religious activities. And this makes it easy for the brainwashing of the thing now. That is true. Now, when you talk about the brainwashing, they don't teach them the same thing. And that makes it easy. To get rid of the girl, the teachings, what they do in most of those Sunday school department or the children department, is to put people that are incapable, and that in most cases, what they teach those daughters, since the daughter doesn't know the father, the daughter doesn't have time to talk to the father. So the only thing she believes or she knows about life is what she has received from the Sunday school teacher or from the teacher in the church department. If in fact most of those children, most of those our girls, they know more. They know the teachers in the church than their fathers. So they commune easily with strangers outside than their fathers. So once those teachings, what they teach them, get into them, they are brainwashed and they grow up in that same thing, making raping very, very easy. Now, the lack of presence is there, is lacking. Now, you can go to another one, the lack of affection, because once we talk about absence of the father, it makes it easy for the child to be searching for who to love.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about who to love, we are talking about a child that she doesn't know what love is, because the father is never there. The father is always busy with all these things. So, if a stranger outside, if the pastor proposes, and we know how these things are done, is a gradual process. The brain has been destroyed.
It's called
Now,
grooming. Grooming.
If they now propose or even start touching some sensitive parts of the girl, since the girl doesn't have any education, since the mother is always busy, the father didn't lay any foundation at home, the girl will be carried away immediately. They will be successful in raping that girl. Now, most of the time, many of these victims, they don't talk. They don't talk. Why? The society doesn't encourage them. So we find it difficult to know the statistics. But when you see the reactions of many people, you will know. Although it has not been confirmed, but one can sense that out of at least minimum 5 ladies, 5 girls, at least one out of them has been sexually abused once in a lifetime.
Correct.
But unfortunately, many of our women will not say it. Many of our girls will not say it. Because father is never there. Now, the role of the father is to protect the family. Very, very important. The role of the father is to lay down a vision. Is to also, at the same time, protect them. It is in such this atmosphere that the woman or the wife will now be able to instruct, to execute whatsoever the father has laid as principles. But if the whole life of a man is church in the morning, church afternoon, church in the evening, on Monday they are there, one Holy Ghost night, one festival of life, it doesn't end there. Their whole life is in the church. Tell me, how will they be able to teach their children, to help their children? And even in the affection, it is in the affection that a girl will be able, if it happens, run down to the father or run down to the mother and tell mommy, this is what happened. So it makes those religious settings more even dangerous than
More
the school.
dangerous, yes.
It happens also in the school, but if you look at the ratio, it's even more better to leave your child in a public school in Africa or wherever than even leaving them in a religious setting. Now, let me talk about, because we're talking about the religious. I had a Muslim imam who was teaching one of his congregants. He was teaching them that marrying many women and having many children is okay, and that there is nothing wrong in it. It was a teaching he was giving to the women. The men were there. Nobody opposed this imam. Now, what do you expect in such a home, in such a family? They will grow up with that same mentality. And at the end of the day, since it is quantity, the man, the woman will have no time to train those children. So that is why we have it everywhere in all those developing worlds, in that the more religious they are, the more the numbers of the children they have. And the more father and child's relationship is absent, the more there will be no time to help or even train those children. And when the area of financing those children comes, or helping them to develop, they will not be able to do it. Why? The imam is saying, be having as many children as possible. So it's very, very important. We should run away from religious circle. There is no excuse for it. It's very, very important that fathers start knowing the differences between religion and relationship. It is in religion that they make it known to us that the Sabbath day is on Sunday. So if the father and mother are the type that look as believe such a lie, they will have no time. Since it is the same Sunday that they should be able to sit down with the children and ask them, what did you do at school? What happened at school? Who and who and who and who? All these things are not there. To end it all, Dr. Ivy, let me just chip in. Many of those denominations, by experience, I was there for more than 25 years. Many of those denominations or being the children, you have to be able to give money to your maybe regional pastor or to your maybe area pastor. So you just bribe yourself out. Now, they don't want to know. Nobody will ask you your curriculums, your past. So that's how, at the end of the day, cultists will end up heading those departments. And you know what they do in the cult? Any cultist that tells you that he's born again still have a past to deal with, still have a problem to deal with. So by the time the GO allows such a thing, since the church is big, then the children are not safe. At a point, what will be happening in the children's department, the fathers will not know. So it's very, very important that fathers now come back to reality. And that is what we need to learn when it comes to relationship.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. I think we'll have to do this again and then get you on video so you can. Yeah.
My greetings to everybody.
Thank you, sir.
It's very, very wonderful having you here.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So I think we'll have to take another session to do this. Olirati, we're not. There's no point to argue here. We're just trying to bring up different people to air their views around how to raise a family. What is the father's role? What is the mother's role? What are we doing wrongly to be able to correct it? So it's nothing to be upset about here. We are just here. I'm learning a lot. Everybody here is learning. The problem is, while we keep accusing one another, we need to sit down and learn and open up. Nobody is a custodian of all knowledge. We are all here to learn. I read a comment from Eli Umar. I just wanted to quickly address that comment. Let me see if I hear. At times they groom these teenagers and set them up against their parents. Now, I want to address that point before we end. They groom these teenagers how? You took them there to be groomed. If you didn't take them to those religious places, nobody will groom them. Nobody will come to your house and take your child and start to groom them and pretend to love them more than you. No pastor has that right to come into my home as I am right now to take my child and go and start grooming. You, the mother, gave that opportunity. They saw the way you respect them. They saw the way you are treating them. And so you have opened up the door for the pastor to take advantage of that opening. So that is the problem here. When you say the pastors pretend they take the children, you carried your children from the house, dressed them up and took them there, handed them over to these people. So we have to learn this thing. The first thing is, you are the protector, father and mother of your children. Nobody has any right over the life of your children except God and yourself. God gave them to you, not to any man. You have the authority over them. God and yourself. Do not open the door for anybody to come in and take advantage of these children in religious places. This is why we're here, because we're going to do this session again, because Pastor Doris has not been able to come in this time, and all the people that want to speak have not been able to come in. So we're going to end this session today, and we're going to carry it on again next week. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I'm really, really pleased that we're joining. We're going to carry on talking about this root causes next week. Root causes of why people have allowed their children to be abused in religious places. Thank you, everybody, and God bless you all. We will talk about this next. We'll continue next week. Thank you and bye.